Hi, my name is Alexis, and I will be sharing my presentation with you on Ronald Reagan. Before Ronald Reagan became president, he was best known for his roles as an actor in movies like Bedtime for Bonzo, Storm Warning, and King's Row. Many Americans felt he was just an actor and was not cut out for the role as a political figure. He responded to that by saying he is a citizen politician who was supported by the people at the box office and is now being supported by voters at the ballot box. Ronald Reagan had a number of successes in his 8-year presidency. By the time he left office, he had revitalized the economy, rebuilt our military, restored our world leadership title, and revived the spirit of the American people. The Cold War ended with the result of the West winning and millions of people free from tyranny. How was this all possible for someone people thought to be just an actor? It is all based on his outstanding leadership regime. A few of Reagan's best leadership qualities include his vision for where the country should go, his communication, physical and moral courage, trustworthiness, and perseverance. His vision for the country was very conservative. He wanted to lower taxes, have a smaller government, a strong national defense, and a strong national economy. He also wanted to make sure all people were equally right and just, and fight communism. In the 1940s, a communist wanted to use the media for propaganda, which gave Reagan his first experience with communism. Since then, he studied it both domestically and internationally. Reagan referred to the USSR as the evil empire. One of the biggest accomplishments Reagan made was to help push Mikhail Gorbachev to tear down the Berlin Wall. On June 12, 1987, Ronald Reagan addressed thousands in Germany with this speech. "Behind me stands a wall that encircles the free sectors of this city, part of a vast system of barriers that divides the entire continent of Europe. Standing before the Brandenburg Gate, every man is a German, separated from his fellow men. Every man is a Berliner, forced to look upon a scar. As long as this gate is closed, as long as the scar of a wall is permitted to stand, it is not the German question alone that remains open, but the question of freedom for all mankind. General Secretary Gorbachev, if you seek peace, if you seek prosperity for the Soviet Union and Eastern Europe, if you seek liberalization, come here to this gate. Mr. Gorbachev, open this gate. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." Historically, Ronald Reagan is remembered as the great communicator. His communication style was perceived as charismatic. Two of his most famous comments were "America, the shining city on a hill," and "It's morning in America," which reached the sentimental side of his followers. In Chapter 2 of the book, The Leadership Challenge, it states, "A leader must be able to communicate the vision in ways that encourage others to sign on for the duration." Reagan's greatest strength was being able to share and communicate his visions with the American people. A charismatic leader engages his followers in a radical change. A good example was his speech at the tearing down of the Berlin Wall, as previously stated. Reagan said his acting career was what really helped his speeches, an ability to talk personally to his fellow Americans. His speeches were based on honesty and to be in touch with your audience. Honesty is one of the top 4 characteristics listed in Chapter 2 of the Leadership Challenge. Reagan said it wasn't just his rhetoric or delivery that carried him into the White House, but that his speeches contained basic truths that the American people would recognize. March 30th, 1981 was a big day for the United States. President Ronald Reagan was shot in an attempted assassination by John Hinckley Jr. Hinckley believed the attack would impress actress Jodie Foster, whom he had an obsession with. Ronald got into the limousine and was rushed to the hospital. The first thing he said to the surgeon while being transported to the operating room was, "Please tell me you're Republicans." His humor was something he never lost, even during a near-death situation. Many say this attempt was what gave him a second term in office, for he inspired the American people, showed them a newer, stronger side of himself. He is the only president to have survived an assassination attempt. Reagan's ability to unite America, speak to his citizens as we, inspire, and protect this country are some of the many legacies Reagan will forever be known for. Reagan would never take credit and sought no praise when the work was done. He would give credit to God and the American people, whom he loved more than anything. I have found that the entirety of Chapter 2 in our book explains exactly what Ronald Reagan became as a president. I would like to end this presentation with one of my favorite quotes from Reagan. "The greatest leader is not necessarily the one who does the greatest things. He is the one that gets the people to do the greatest things." And here are my resources.